honestly don't know what to say right now. You know, I was at work. Work 2 to 10 for those that don't know. 2 to 10 afternoon shift. Well, I went to take my lunch about 6. Or I went to take my lunch about 8. This is East Coast time, by the way. I pulled my phone out to check my phone, and my mom messaged me. It said we lost Kyle Busch. And now, my initial reaction was, oh, she fell for some fake death article, which I've seen a bunch of those. She's like, let me go take my lunch. When I take my lunch, I'll look. To say I was stunned is an understatement. Did not expect, and honestly, I think somebody already, well, Hamill, you actually kind of asked me, and I realized thinking about it how much the similarities, and it very much feels like what I found out Dale Sr. died the day after, the February 19th. Very much feels like February 19th, 2001. So I was, ironically enough, it was my, however you want to look at this, but ironically enough, it was my mother who told me that day too about Dale Sr.'s passing, and it very much feels like that. And you know, not to discount the loss of Greg Biffle, but this just feels different. Yeah, I don't know what it is. There's just something about this that just feels different. And don't get me wrong, losing Biffle was a tragic loss, and that's why I started this. Why I started this season mode was to pay tribute to Greg. And then for us to lose Kyle, I mean, that's, I remember I remember watching that first win, the first Cup win, Sonoma in 2005, because, and the tragic irony there is Kyle's first win, who finished second in that race? Greg Biffle. You know, I was thinking, you know, this kid's gonna be something. You look at it, he's a legend. He's gonna be a legend for the rest of time. We're always, when somebody brings up the name Kyle Busch, it's like there's a whole bunch of highlights you can find of him. You know, be it race win moments, sound bites. I mean, Kyle Busch Kyle. If I had to put Kyle in a nutshell, he reminded me of a combo of Tony Stewart and Dale Sr. Is really what the combo was there. He had great sound bites like Tony Stewart. He was a hell of a driving talent. I don't think there's anybody you're gonna find that's gonna deny that. So it almost seems I'm gonna run the dark car tonight anyway. But yeah, my whole plan was to continue this tonight, then this news happened. So, you know, it's, obviously we can talk more in depth, and I'm sure by the time Sunday rolls around we may get more information, but that's what I was planning on doing tonight, was just going to run my season mode, and honestly, I'm sure that's the way Kyle would want it, is just keep racing. You know, we say that, I'm sure he would race anything he could get his hands on, you know, and I posed the question, and I know we can go more in depth with it on Sunday, but I posed a question in my Discord about what your favorite Kyle moment was, and for me, there's two. There's two. I know there's a bunch, but I'm trying to think of moments that not a lot of people talk about, and there's two for me. There was the 2005 Fall Atlanta Truck Race, where he made that incredible charge. I think it was from like 8th and with like 3 or 4 laps to go. And the other one, ironically enough, was Atlanta in the truck race, but I can't remember if it was 08 or 09. I know it was under the lights. And he was passing trucks below the apron in turn 2, and NASCAR said, they warned him, telling him, you can't run down there. So the very next replay they show of Kyle, he's passing 3 trucks using the lane up against the wall in the same spot on the racetrack. And all I could think of was like, yeah, that's Kyle. Tell him you can't go down there? Okay, I'll just go the other way. Hell, the fact he got penalized at Phoenix for jumping the restart, then comes back and wins the race. Just what can you say about him, And like I said, the plan is right now on Sunday. We'll go more in depth between the 2 races on Sunday. Obviously, I'm streaming the doubleheader, so we'll have plenty of time to talk about this. But this is just... I wanted to at least mention it on stream tonight because it's huge news. I mean, this is... Like I said, it's honestly the biggest driver passing since Dale Sr. And no disrespect to Mike Lynette, Greg Biffle, especially the Biff, and that's why I started doing this career mode, or season mode. But this, again, it just feels differently, and I think it's because of how big a name Kyle was. Most wins across NASCAR, period. I think you put it best, Jason. There's never going to be another driver like him. There was a certain... I mean, even with the struggles they went through the last couple of years, the last couple of seasons, Kyle Busch was still Kyle Busch. I mean, you still... It's name recognition, and it's the fact that nearly everybody knows who he is. That even when they were having the struggles, the question was always going to be, okay, when is it going to end? When is the streak going to end? When is he going to get back to victory lane? And ultimately, the sad thing is we won't ever see another Cup win by Kyle. But at the same time, it's like, if you were to ask him, I'm sure he wouldn't have wanted to go out any other way than he went out a winner last Friday. He won. At least we can have that, It's just... It's sad to see it, but it makes you appreciate what you have, though. The thing I do every day is I make sure I hug my mother every day. Because you never know when your time is up. And Kyle was one of those, he lived life to the fullest, up until the end. And I seen it listed somewhere, and it's funny you say that, Hamill, because whether you were cheering him or booing him, people reacted to Kyle, and he fed off that energy. Love him or hate him, he fed off that energy. And it's ironic that the race I'm doing tonight is Sonoma, which in 2015, it's 2015, this was the race he won. After the injury. The first Kurt Kyle won too, and that, that's the one person as much as you could feel for obviously his kids, for Brexton, for Samantha, and for his daughter. I feel for Kurt too. That's his little brother. The way Kurt's career ended, and at least he could still root for his brother. And the fact that Kyle was the one who inducted Kurt to the Hall of Fame. It's... And I think the weirdest thing is the fact that this is going to be the first... Sunday will be the first... Well, not the first race, but the first... There's only been one other instance prior to Sunday that you did not have a Busch in the field since the 2001 Daytona 500. That's wild to think. But I... At the same time, it's like we got to keep moving. The sport rolls on, and you just got to keep moving on. That's what Kyle would want. He keep racing. It's just it's gonna hurt for it's gonna hurt for some time, and it's gonna be some time too. It's not gonna be. Like I said, it feels to me the post landscape of Dale Sr. And again, those that live that, you can either agree with me or disagree with me on it, but to me that's what it feels like. It feels like it does feel a lot like the post landscape of when we lost Dale Sr. And maybe it's just me, but knowing how big and personality he was, and love him or hate him, you knew of him. I'm gonna see if I can. What? I wonder if I should try to see if it comes down to it late in this race. See if I can get the old 18 car win here. It's too bad I can't switch. I can't switch cars mid season mode. Otherwise, I'd switch to the 18 just for this race. But let's see if we can. See if we can do this race and see maybe if we can get Kyle one more, Also, if you're gonna be, anybody, obviously, I'm sure there's a couple in here right now in chat, but if you're gonna be here on Sunday, I am planning on doing the silent tribute to Kyle, like I did for Greg. It'll be on lap 18. I decided lap 18 because that was... Yes, I know he drove other numbers. He drove the 5 and the 8, but the bulk of his career and success was in that 18, and that's the number we're going to go with, so... Like I said, Hamill, it's going to be hard. It's not easy. It's not going to be easy. I mean, it's hard to get over loss, especially a name that a lot of people, well, especially yourself, I know that he's such a big influence on you that, like I said, it's going to be hard. Not saying it's going to be easy, but at the same time, you know, life moves on. You know, it's just a cycle of life. It's unfortunate, but that's life. It moves on, and the best way to remember somebody is tell stories. Sit around and tell stories. You know, the best way somebody can be remembered is to never let somebody never truly dies until we stop talking about them. The minute we stop talking about them, they might as well be as good as dead, or as good as they're gone. And I guarantee you Kyle Busch will be talked about until the end of days, because there'll be stories to go around for the ages, whether it be from the drivers, from the fans, from the media perspectives. Kyle Busch may be gone in terms of his physical body, but he is not going to be gone. Like I said, it's like Dale Sr. He may be gone, but he's not gone. I just wish somewhere down the road people are going to remember me that way, you know? And that's the way to truly remember somebody, is that you don't let their legacy die. I'm sure in the coming days we'll get more and more stories, but again, if you are a member of the Discord, I posted the question there. I'm curious. Again, I'll probably ask it on Sunday too, so if you plan on being on the stream on Sunday, the race streams on Sunday, I'll probably ask it there too, you know, people sharing their Busch stories, you know, their favorite moments from Kyle, different sound bites, like I still think one of my favorite sound bites of his was after he swept the Bristol races for the first time in 2010, and of course that was the infamous weekend where Brad Keselowski made the Kyle Busch is an ass comment, and I love Kyle's comment post race in the media center, and the guy goes, "What do you think about Brad Keselowski?" And Kyle Busch goes, "Who?" And then the other comment was just, he drives the 12 car. And I saw it, but I passed it. that to me is still one of my favorite. It's that one and the Saganite Gracie from when he won Vegas in 2009 were two good ones. But yeah, that's like I said, he may be gone in physical body, but we keep sharing these stories and different sound bites, and I guarantee you there's a highlight reel alone. You can go and pretty much watch any NASCAR save compilation, and I guarantee you there's at least a good 60% of the video is probably Kyle Busch saves, you know? Yeah. Another good sound bite. I still can't stand to drive these things. They suck. it's to remind you just how precious life is, you know. Between, again, Annette, Biffle, Annette, Dane's dad, now Kyle. And like I said, I'm just worried because, you know, who's going to be next? Because, you know, if those three drivers are any indication, it's, you never know who's going to be next. Now I try to concentrate on Sonoma, which is the one road course I kind of prefer out of the two, but still don't like one of the road courses. But also, yeah, that's another distinction that he has too, is he's one of the few that actually won on both Sonoma and Watkins Glen. Did it the same year too, 2008. The road course sweep. I won the Glen twice, obviously. I'm just thinking the distinction of being sweeping the road course races. You know, that was because there was only two at the time. It's like that was a major accomplishment too, to sweep both of them in the same season.
Looking inside.
Which I think the most shocking thing about that win, Hamill, obviously, damn, I got nipped for the pole. Was not just the fact that he won that, you know, that was the first win after the injury. It was the first ever 1-2 finish for him and Kurt in Cup. That to me was kind of surprising. You know, up until that point, they had not had a 1-2 finish in Cup. But where's Kyle starting at? We're gonna see what I can do here. I don't know if the AI is gonna cooperate with me to be able to get it done, but of course they're gonna make it that challenging. Seriously, game, you can't even give me an easy one where I can possibly make that happen. But hey, if I win it for him, I'll win it for him, you know.
Welcome to one of America's most challenging road courses. Mike Joy and Darrell Walter with you at Sonoma for the Toyota.
I'll get this done, and then I'll be off for the night, and we'll see probably most of you on Sunday for Indy and Charlotte. It's just gonna feel different, you know. Just gonna feel different. Also, granted, that was Kurt. Sorry. I said about Boyer lead this race. It's like he won 2012, but it was Kurt he battled there, and I'm like, wait a minute, no, that was Kurt he battled, not Kyle. Yeah, but I kind of like the picture I used for my Discord. Because I was looking for one. I wanted one specifically that had Kyle and Greg both a shot. It's funny, I saw on Twitter somebody shared the '08 race at Darlington. Cup race at Darlington that the two of them battled in. I found the image that I did, which is the two of them, ironically enough, Charlotte. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. But you know, there's a distinction that Kyle holds too, that not a lot of drivers shared at the time. When Kyle won the 600 in 2018, he, or the Mark said, or I remember Mike Joy saying, the distinction that he had won a Cup points race on all of the tracks at that time where Cup races were held. A distinction that I believe not many people share. I believe Kyle might have been the only one at the time to be able to say that. Obviously, we've had some tracks get added since, and you know, a couple one-off venues, but to have that distinction, I'm still not a. I'm not really care for Austin Hill, but I definitely feel for him in the shoes that he's going to have to fill. At least right now, until they find a, or if he ends up being the permanent replacement. Yeah. That's what I said. It's when you get to that point, it's like it's easier to count the tracks he didn't win on than to list all the tracks he did.
That's a full second you made up on the driver in front. Way to go, buddy. The leader's a second ahead.
Yep.
Running great, buddy. All that work's paying off. Awesome lap. Car outside. Trying to get to your corner.
I know I'm supposed to be running this race and, you know, primarily be talking about this for the stream, but obviously with the news that we got today, it's like you can't pass over it, so we have to acknowledge it, and I'm sure that a good bit of the talking on Sunday is going to be about this, so I may even reiterate some of the stuff I talked tonight. If you guys, if anybody misses tonight or is watching this later, which I know there are people that rewatch my streams. I see the view count, so I know there's people that rewatch these later. But if you do, yeah, I may make some of the same talking points. But and one other thing, Hamill, as long as I got you here, as long as you're here. It's totally up to you whether you continue on or not. I know there was a good chunk of Dale Sr. fans that did continue on watching once he passed. And that's perfectly okay. I wholeheartedly understand that. You know, if your heart's not there in it anymore because your guy is gone, then and I'm sure a lot of people will understand if there's certain people that don't come back to watching the sport because of when I got way loose there. That don't come back or don't watch the sport anymore because of losing Kyle. And It's just, you know, something I did not have on my bingo card in 2026. Losing a big name NASCAR driver in the middle of the season, you know. Let alone an active driver. Let alone it being Kyle Busch. I think kind of the coolest thing I've seen out of today was all of the reaction, not just from NASCAR, but to see like Steve Torrance and, you know, Kyle Kurtwood, see drivers from other disciplines. Hell, even the Indianapolis Motor Speedway and what they did there, I thought was so cool. And like I said, it goes to show you never really know the impact somebody has until they're gone. I know I kind of somewhat said that, but to reiterate that point again, it's like you never really know until they're gone. And when they're gone, that's when you really see it's the people that get left behind. And what gets left behind, that's what defines a person's legacy. And clearly Kyle left a legacy for him to be respected by not just his peers, but, you know, his peers from other motorsports and other disciplines. And I think ultimately in the end, that's what we need to take away, and that's what should be known about it. I mean, Chad Ochocinco, Chad Johnson. I seen he posted about it too. You know, that's somebody from a completely different sport acknowledging KB. I'm talking about a guy that had so many nicknames over the course of his career too. Whether it be Wild Thing, Rowdy, obviously the play on the Days of Thunder character, or my personal favorite, KFB, Kyle fucking Busch. I thought that was funny when that started coming out. The guy you could never count out in a race. Because the minute you try to discount him or count him out was when he'd sneak up on you. And Clint's giving me a race right now. Looks like we're starting off pit stops here. I probably won't change anything myself with this car. Doesn't seem too bad right now. The biggest thing, the hardest thing to get back used to is doing the manual shifting for these races. But I also found it was better when I manually shift versus having an auto shift. Locked them up there. it's probably going to be a two-stop race if I could stretch it to lap 11. Just make it a two-stop race. Way deep, way deep, way deep. Very deep.
Look at your fuel gauge for me.
Walker Field's on pit road now.
Coming this time. Doing great. Nice and steady. Second place is way back. Check your outside.
I wonder if we're going to get,
He's coming on the outside.
at least in the coming weeks, obviously the 600 is already full swing stuff, so I doubt we're going to get anything for the 600, but in the coming weeks, if we'll see any race teams or drivers elect to run special paint schemes in tribute to Kyle, you know? Because Kyle's had some good paint schemes over his career, too. The good-looking cars over this time. Like, I kind of like the one that I ended up making, the, like I said, the profile picture, which I think was the 2012 600. The M&M scheme from that race. And of course, there's the pink kitty car that was part of the, you know, where the fans designing the race cars. Tony's comment about, hey, we should go dirt racing with it. Yeah, who's gonna want to beat up this? Kyle and Tony. God, you think of the legends that were his teammates too, you know? I mean, he was teammates with Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson. Johnson definitely in his prime. He was teammates with Tony Stewart at least for one season. So, you know, it running with the company that Kyle has run with, it's like, I sometimes wonder what would have happened to Kyle stayed at Hendrick, you know, what would his career trajectory have changed? You know? For that matter, how his career trajectory could have changed. All about the what ifs, you know.
Nice pit stop right there, just like we practiced.
Doing great, buddy. That pit stop's gonna make all the difference.
Let's see what happens here after this round of stops.
7 seconds ahead to the lead car.
That's a couple of spots because I pitted late.
Full second, you vamp on the driver in front. Way to go, buddy.
What do you do? Want to go down to first gear? I got Boyer leading. I can't see. I think that's AJ in second. Truex and Lee. Just doing Sonoma tonight. And after that, I will head out. Race shouldn't take that long. I doubt we'll see a lot of caution flags with this one. Should be able to win this one, I think, clean green all the way to the end. Gotta spread out enough, and then not running all over the AI, or the AI is not running all over me, so doubt you're gonna see yellow in this race.
The leader's 6 seconds ahead.
Thank you, it's Tony. Tony in second. Smoke. Oh shit. Oh shit. Oh shit. Whoa, really took that deep. Way late on the brakes.
Okay, 20 to go.
Boyer's way up there. I need to concentrate, get my gearing back again like I had it.
There's a 5-second gap between you and the leader.
So fine, if the 18 can't be up here, I'll go try to win this one for him, you know? There is a Toyota up there, so. That was a sin. That was a sin and a half.
The leader is 4 seconds in front.
You Tony the old boot scooting boogie there down there. Quote DW.
Watch your outside.
Okay, be careful with downshifting and the upshifting. I don't get this thing breaking loose on me. That's just gonna get me in trouble.
That's a full second you made up on the driver in front. Way to go, buddy. Car closing on the inside.
Almost halfway. It's a simple race here. Kept reeling in that 15. Trying to get to that window for the last pit stop. I completely messed up my gearing there.
Cover your outside.
We're starting to get into lap traffic there. I think I see McLovin. I believe it's the one car in front of him. No, it's in that in front of him. Hey, poor Nat. Get a break in this season mode. Ooh, I'm getting squirrely. We're about to cross the halfway point. She got an odd number of laps, so you split it in half and round it up to the nearest whole number.
Keep digging. Car in front's heading to the pit.
We're gonna try to reel back in Boyer. He's pitting this lap anyway, from my understanding, so. Slide it. Boyer's in now, so that. I don't think it's gonna. Oh shit! Too far, too far, too far, too far, too far. Get more attention so I don't do that to my braking points, you know? I gotta run another 3 laps. I gotta get to lap 22 so I can make it the distance. For sure make the distance, I should say. Ooh, jeez. Not paying attention, just straight into the barrier down the straightaway. Like, uh-oh. Pay attention, bro.
Keep doing it. You the man. Nice save.
Like, pay attention. Those are picking it up now.
Save your fuel, buddy. I can't say this enough. Save, save, save.
Crew Chief, I know what I'm doing. It's won me already a couple races this season. Yeah, back when everybody hit the curbing, it's on purpose.
Watch your fuel. You ready to dive in here, buddy? No one's gonna touch you out here today.
Off the wall again. Oops.
Time to hit pit road. Hit this lap, buddy.
I know that is the plan, Crew Chief, to pit this lap. So we're going 11 laps on the first run and 11 laps on the second one. And I have to do 11 laps on the third one, so...
You having fun out there?
Well, so far, so good. Right.
Looks like you're running on empty. Let's
That's
fill
weird.
up the starters. I'm thinking 4 tires here. Crew's on the wall and ready.
It's like it didn't register that the car was there.
Make it count, boys. Be ready. Be ready.
Roller off pit right here.
First is in front by 8 seconds.
And now I know I can make it from here, so might be able to strategy our way into another one here. They get 11 wins on the year. There's a dogfight ahead of me, that's for sure. Wins in there, Stewart, AJ, Harvick. Oh damn, Blaney ran Stewart into the grass here for a second.
You got this. Nice work, man. R2 back.
We'll send. He's up to 4th.
We'll get him next time, buddy. Time to go.
Time to go. And the net is last at the moment. Tapping Junior a little bit. More than a tap there. That was a hit. Give me Junior. I'm quicker than you. Let me by. Oh, crap. Crap, 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 crap.
About 3 seconds.
Way late break.
9 to go.
Not an orthodox way to pass, but hey, got through it.
The leader is 4 seconds in front.
The Junior's in the dirt. And the funny thing is that we're actually gaining time on Boyer, despite the fact that we were racing there.
Driver in first, 2 seconds ahead.
So that paint. Eight left.
8 to go.
Side track Boyer.
He's coming on the outside. That car closing on your outside. No mistakes now. We can't
Oh
afford
shit,
drop
shit,
position.
shit, 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 shit. That was always bad.
Car in front's heading to the pit.
And I keep messing up. Shows how technical Sonoma is that you gotta stay on your game or else you're screwed.
Almost gained 3/4 of a second on the guy ahead. Car outside, at your door.
Boyer's on pit road now.
That's my man right there. We can do this.
With KB.
7 to go.
Definitely improved upon his dead last starting spot for sure.
Carrier. And you're clear.
Oh shit, I'm way off, I'm way off.
The leader's a second ahead.
Right. Can't be doing that.
Car 2 back. Car in front's heading to the pit.
Gotta lock in. They got 6 to go here. Gotta run that 88 down, you know? Oh, never mind, he's betting.
Check your inside.
Six to go.
6 to go.
Gordon's now second. Boyer now fourth. Oop. Pillar. And Junior just pitted, which leaves Gordon is the only one within striking distance. Shows how big help that one.
Car approaching your rear.
Austin Dillon. I got the 3 behind me.
Clear all around. Car 3 back. And clear.
I don't know why I'm fighting the 3 car so much. Like, why am I fighting Dillon? That's not even the battle for the lead.
5 to go. Keep digging, buddy. Not over yet.
5 to go. Oh, shit. A little early on the downshift there. Oh, shit.
Caution's out. Back her down.
That's not what I wanted.
Clean up truck. I'm gonna need you to go out. You wanna come in?
I think I can make it. Where's KB at? Oh, you got the lucky dog. I'm 28 though. See, 2 laps. The only caution to this race is going to give us a 2-lap dash.
Doing great. Nice and steady. Second place is way back.
Lily. Just gotta concentrate now. I'll off 2 laps as if I were Kyle Busch in 2015 or 2008. She wanna know Boyer is back there lurking.
Looking inside. Right side's clear.
2 to go.
2 to go. Whatever you're doing, you just keep doing it.
Back to the gas, good there. Yeses. Come around to the white flag. Minute number 11 on the season. They're going to do it for Rowdy.
Make it count now. Here we go. One more time. No one's gonna touch you out here today.
They're going to get close to me, though. So I got to be still out of here on the last lap. Around nice and smooth through these last couple corners into the hairpin. Well, it wasn't completely pretty, but we'll get the dub for KB. Dub in Sonoma.
There you go. Yes, yes, yes. You're the man. Damn great driver. Just another day in victory lane. Awesome job, little buddy.
Now it's time for a special Polish victory lap. Doing a full lap around the track backwards, as I've done in every race that I've won this season. I've done this 11 times, so I've had some practice. We run this track backwards. Back around here, then do one quick little donut in the hairpin, and then check the standings. Results and standings. A couple donuts down here like the winners normally do.
They're loving you for that one, man.
Wasn't clean, but we got her done. The race results led 17, so I led more than half the race, actually. Boyer probably led the rest. Dean Gordon, Truex, Stewart, Larson. Kyle ended up 17th. not bad. After starting dead last, and Boyer ended up 14th. That's kind of gonna suck for Boyer. He led the rest of the race, just me and him. But we able to challenge for it at the end. Yeah. So yeah, 11th win. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 winners still within the top 30. So then we'll grab 11 drivers. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So Casey Kane is currently the last one in. With a 3-point advantage over AJ Allmendinger. The next race out next week will be Daytona. As we've reached completing Sonoma, we're halfway through the season. I've tied my season best 4 wins in a row. Now 5 was the row, so I gotta win one more to tie my season best. Try to get revenge for Daytona in February. But until then, peace out, people. Peace out.